this video has been highly requested, and that is my experience with Faire Wholesale. For those of you who don't know me, hi, my name is Jordan. I am the founder and creator of Chill Babe Candle Co. And if you do know me, hello, welcome back. Nice to see you again. But yeah, I have had so many people ask me about my experience with Faire Wholesale, so I thought today I would share my experience, my thoughts, and the process in which I went through to get accepted. So jumping right into it, I applied for Faire 3 times, I believe. Yes, I applied 3 times within the span of like a month or 2. So this was a fairly quick process for myself. So I opened my shop September 27th, and I got accepted to Faire in November. I honestly can't tell you like how I got accepted that quickly because I don't know. They may have needed more candle people. Maybe it was because I had sales already coming in through my shop, so it was like a little more legit. I don't know. However, I will say the last time I applied for Faire, I used someone's affiliate link. So maybe that helped. I'm really not sure. If you are If you are trying to get accepted, I will leave my link below. I don't know. Don't quote me on it. I don't know if it worked, but that was the one time I used someone's affiliate link and then I got accepted. So yeah, if you want to try it, the link is down in the description. So for those of you who don't know what Faire is essentially like an Etsy of wholesale. So it connects makers with small boutiques. So essentially, I put my candles on Faire, and then someone who has a store or a boutique can then buy my products online for wholesale pricing. So if you're not familiar with wholesale, you're essentially selling your items for half price, essentially, if you do the cost times 4 method for your retail pricing. I'm sure it varies for everyone else, but for me, I just do my cost times 2, which is significantly less because the people who are buying from you wholesale tend to be buying in larger quantities. And then once they get the product, they price them as they would wish to, and then it's off in their store and you don't have to worry about it ever again. A few details about Faire as a seller. So because Faire connects you with boutiques who will then buy from you, they take a 25% commission off of your first sale to them. If those people come back and buy from you again, they only take 15. If you happen to know a boutique owner and they sign up to Faire using your sign up link, Faire won't take any commission because you have now brought that customer into their world, and so they're not going to charge you commission on that. So yes, Faire is free to sign up. Once you're accepted, you're good. It's not like you have to pay a monthly fee, but yes, you are paying 25% in commission when you're selling wholesale prices. 25% is a lot. Unlike Etsy, when you make a sale in Faire, you do not get paid until 30 days after you have sent out the order. So it's net 30 payments. There is an option to get your money the next day, but it's an additional 3%. So if you're selling to a customer for the first time, they're actually taking 28%. So if you can afford the extra 3% to give to Faire, then you know what, go ahead, do it. It may actually benefit you in the long run, especially if you are bringing in your own customers to Faire. 100%, like, just give up the 3%. And later on in the video, I'll tell you why. So I got accepted, I believe, in around the middle of November, and I didn't get my first wholesale order until December 30th. So me being me, I kind of just forgot that I was signed up to Faire, and then I got my first wholesale order, and then I was like, oh my god, I totally forgot about this. This is great. And I jumped for joy. It was so exciting, especially because my first wholesale order was going to a spa. And if you know me, you would know that I love spas so much. So this was really, really exciting to me. And it was a spa just outside of Minneapolis, which is not too far away from where I am. So yeah, that was very, very exciting. My second order came in on January 6th. So not that far away from my first order, which was really exciting. This time the order was going to a pharmacy, which I thought was really cool because when I think of a pharmacy, I just think of, you know, like prescriptions and all that kind of stuff. Like I never really think to buy candles there. But yeah, my candles ended up in a pharmacy in Oklahoma. Then my third order came in on January 13th. So like a week later. And I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. Because when I first started out with my business, I made so many candles. And while I was getting sales, it didn't seem like my inventory was getting any smaller until Faire. So my third order, I'm looking down because I have my laptop here with all of my notes. So my third order that came in was for a bookstore in Florida, which again, so cool because now I'm in 3 different states, you know? Like, who would have thought? Then on January 17th, my fourth order came in and I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. Like, look at me go. This is amazing. This is great. This is the best thing ever, which it is, and I'm incredibly grateful for these orders. Don't get me wrong. This one went to a salon in Ohio, I believe, which is, again, it's so cool. It's kind of like how the other one went to a spa. Like, I love a salon. It's so cool to me. So within a little over 2 weeks, I had 4 wholesale orders. That was a trip. Then on January 30th, I got my 5th wholesale order. Unfortunately, I had to cancel this one and it pained me so much because it was going to Germany. And to me, that was so cool, but I had to cancel it because if you don't know, shipping things to Germany, you have to have a special tax thing, like a special number. I did look up into how to get one, but you guys, it is just incredibly difficult and I just didn't have the brain power to figure it out. So I had to cancel that one, and it was going to like a little store in Germany, and it broke my heart. And that's where my journey with Faire hasn't totally come to an end, but I have kind of paused it, and here's why. So in the beginning of this video, I mentioned how they take 25% commission on first-time orders, which, you know what, I get because they did the work to get me the order. But I also mentioned that you don't get paid until 30 days after the order is shipped out. And this became a problem because within those 4 wholesale orders, they had completely wiped out my inventory. Like, I had nothing left to sell. And this was a problem because if you have nothing to sell, you can't get any more orders. But I also could not make any more candles to restock because you don't get the money until 30 days after it's sent out. And because they were all shipped on different days, that money wasn't gonna come in all in one chunk. It was coming in 30 days after they were each sent out. So for almost 2 months, I didn't have candles to make because I had to wait the 30 days. And the dates ranged from December 30th all the way to January 17th. So that's like a span of a couple weeks where, you know, I had to wait the 30 days, but then also, you know, they were staggered. You know, they all didn't come at one time. So I had to wait for the payments, and then I had to order more supplies to make the candles, and then I had to make the candles. So my shop had nothing in it for a while. And honestly, when you're already selling wholesale prices, which doesn't leave much room for profit anyway, plus giving up 25% of that to Faire, I didn't really make that much of a profit. Is it cool to get, you know, orders from people in places you've never been before? Obviously, that's amazing. But for where I am in my business, it's just not something that I can do right now. So once that money came in, and I was finally, you know, making more stock, it was time for me to go back to a market that I go to. I'll leave the link to that video above. But because all of my wholesale orders had totally wiped me out of inventory, I needed to make sure that I had inventory to sell at the market, because, you know, I'm making a better profit at the market. So I had to put my shop on pause. So those are the only orders that I have had, which I'm not mad about, because like I said, it just totally wiped me out. I don't think I'm ready to be doing wholesale on that scale. So yes, that's my experience with Faire. Pros and cons. Pros, you get orders from all over the place. You can choose to sell just in your country, overseas. Getting sales from stores across the country is fantastic. I love that about Faire. Also, another pro is you don't really have to do much to get eyes on your product because, again, it's kind of like Etsy but for wholesale. So they are doing most of the work, and I really appreciate that. Another pro is that when you're fulfilling orders, it's really easy to print out your packing slips. If you don't have big boxes to send out these big orders, they have a way where you can tell them how many boxes you are shipping in. So if you only have, say, like small boxes like this, you can send multiple boxes, and they have a way where you can print out multiple shipping labels to put on them. I haven't really seen that on any other platform. Maybe I could be wrong and I just missed it, but I do really appreciate that about Faire. Before I realized I could do that, I did panic buy some big boxes, which ended up coming in handy because I needed them. But yeah, if you don't have big boxes and you are okay with shipping out in smaller ones, that's an option. Another pro is that you can link directly to your Shopify. So when someone orders from your account or from your page, they will only be able to order as much stock as you have. So say you only have, like, say I sell this bubble water. If I only have 5, they won't allow people to buy 10. They can only buy 5 because that's all I have in stock, which is nice because then you're not having to panic make them, and there are no surprises that way. So it's just one thing to be careful of. If you are gonna go with Faire, make sure your numbers are up to date, like your stock is correct, just to avoid the panic of, oh no, they bought 9 and I only have 8. And now for the cons. Honestly, there's not many. It's just my 2 biggest ones are the 25% commission. Again, that is for the first time someone purchases from you, and then it goes down to 15. But when you're selling at wholesale prices, even 15 is a lot. And yes, you can have people sign up, you can bring in your own customers, and then they won't charge you any commission. But when you're first starting out, you don't really have those people. So you are, leaning on Faire to bring you your customers. And my final con is the 30-day wait period to get paid. I know it's kind of standard. I know a lot of companies work that way when you are dealing with large orders like that in wholesale. But when you're first starting out, you need that money to make stock. So when you have to wait 30 days, and especially when you have no stock and all of your payments are going to be spaced out within like a period of time, it does make it really hard to restock. So if you are going to sign up with Faire, make sure you have a ton of stock, so you don't end up in a situation like I did where you have nothing to sell for 2 months. Again, you can opt to have the money, I think it's like the next business day, but they will take an additional 3%. And when you're selling wholesale prices and they're already taking 25%, they would then be taking 28%. That's a lot of money. So do the math for your business, figure out what works best for you. If you are into wholesale, go with Faire. I think it's great to start out because they bring you customers. But yeah, those are my only 2 qualms about it. If you're looking to sign up for Faire, I will leave my link below. Like I said, I don't know if that helps you get accepted, but when I used someone else's, I did, so I don't know. Try it out. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. If it does, congrats. So yeah, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I don't have too much experience with Faire, so I don't know if it gets better. I would assume it does as your company grows, but for a small company such as myself, it was a little bit challenging. If you want to try it out, go for it. I think it's a great platform. And yeah, that's all I have to say about that. And I will leave you here, and I will see you in the next video.